Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him on Disney's Wizards of Waverly Place. He was the voice of the ambiguously gay duo on Saturday Night Live. Not only was he was my first improv teacher in St. Louis, my improv mentor, the man that means so much to me. Recently on This Is Us, please give a round of applause to Mr. Bill Chott, my roast master.
This one's hotter. It certainly is. What are we doing with this one? Okay. Jokes for Lent. All right. So, we'll set it up. All right. This is one weird fucking group of people. So we got a room full of people who are potentially voters for Trump, Warren, and Sanders, all to celebrate a guy who looks like a taller, older version of Pete Buttigieg with about as much military experience. Those of you that know both me and BJ, you know that 10 years ago, I turned 40 and BJ roasted me. Now it's my chance to return the favor. So one of the many things that BJ did was he read aloud my IMDb, which for those of you who aren't in the industry, that's all my different credits from film and television. He had a joke for every job I worked for. I would have done the same thing, BJ. Of course, but we've known each other for so long, it'd be a shame if I only did 15 seconds. All right, there's an easy joke in there somewhere about 15 seconds, but I'm not gonna do it. The fact that you're all laughing says everything. I think it was a great idea to have a roast. In 40 years, you made it incredibly easy to come up with roast material. You're a 40-year-old guy with one testicle who cuts his toenails by chewing them. The only things we've seen you drive is a motorcycle, the monster truck, and a cheap-ass car that you painted to look like the flag and you named after yourself, the Honky Mobile. Your most steady job was pushing Monster energy drinks on impressionable youth. And let's face it, the only pussy you get is Halen, your cat. The guy has as much luck with women as testicles. And of course, like any smart person, you brought your parents. I know what you were thinking. At least somebody will say something nice about me tonight. Guess again. BJ is a dumb motherfucker. I was thrown for a loop when I asked BJ, when I first met him, what his initials stood for. And he said, well, it's because, I'm named after my dad. And if you're from Missouri, you know a lot of guys who are like RJ, Rob Jr., or EJ, Ed Jr. So I said, was your dad named Bob or Bill? He said, no, it's Gerald. I said, how the hell do you get BJ? And he said, Baby Jerry. And then I said, BJ, when you spell Gerald, what letter does it start with? A J or a G in your name? A G. It's a G. All right. All right, BGs. I loved you in Saturday Night Fever. You're probably thinking, no, Baby Jerry, he's all grown up. No. BJ, take it from someone who's a father. No matter how old you are, to your mother and your father, you will always be a baby, as long as you're still drooling and shitting your pants. He's so dumb, he thought Lizzo was one of the Marx Brothers. He's so dumb that he thought Parasite was where you land when you jump out of a C-130. Parasite. It's unfair to get into a war of words with a guy who knows 15 of them. It didn't come as much of a surprise when BJ decided to take a break from show business to go into military service. Those of us who have seen him on the improv stage are used to watching him bomb. BJ was in the Civil Air Patrol, Screen Actors Guild, a lot of organizations. He has more lapel pins than a waiter at TGI Fridays. You mean well, but we can't often understand what the hell you're trying to say. I could eat a bowl of alphabet soup, and what I shit would make more sense than most of your improv scenes. BJ is the only improviser I know that doesn't drink. He doesn't get high. No wonder he sucks. I did mention earlier, he chews on his own toenails. But he doesn't take the time to suck his own dick. Unless he's posting on Facebook. BJ's family is here, both his mom and his dad. His dad, I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years. With that many pricks in your family, you do not have a family tree, you have a cactus. Your mom is here tonight. I just had a chance to give her a hug. That was fantastic. Remember the example that she has set for you. Remember, no matter what you do, no matter what you achieve, you will never be half the man that she is. BJ is an example of the ultimate white man. His nickname was Honky. Why is he called Honky? He says it's a long story. I tell him, no, it's not. He's so white, he started his own alternative news blog. You've heard of HuffPo? His is Wipey-Po. If you've heard him beatbox, then you have a good idea of how Mike Pence sounds when he's spitting out grape seeds. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Mike Pence doesn't spit, he swallows. By the way, BJ killed Epstein. In all seriousness, BJ, I know a lot of amazing people, and so many of them I've met through you. You're very well loved and respected. You're talented and selfless. I can't believe that you took a skill that you learned with me and brought it to Wounded Warriors and brightened so many other people's lives. I'm incredibly proud of you as a friend, as an improviser, as a veteran, and most importantly, as a professional dumbass. Let's give him a big round of applause. Our first roaster met BJ at a place called Monkey Butler. Anybody here from Monkey Butler out in the house? I know we got a couple that I saw. Please welcome to the stage the man with the reddest hair I know, Chris Stark.
I really do want to help him out. Tonight I'm going to start trying to get him a girlfriend the best way I know how. I'm going to ask Google. Okay, Google, what is the best male quality that females find most attractive?
The male quality that females are attracted to the most is humor.
Okay.
Most any man can be funny. That is, of course, provided you are not BJ Lange. Anyone that names themselves Honky has successfully deleted all humor from their entire existence. He fucking drove a falling apart beat up jalopy Ford Escort with a giant American flag and named it the Honky Mobile for God's sakes. If that wasn't cringe enough. He then had the audacity to show random women on the street oversized flashcards that read things like show boobs. Hashtag me too. I am a robot devoid of all humor and even I know that's not funny. It's just sad. On an unrelated note, my response just lasted longer than he ever has in bed. That is all. Goodbye.
Love you, BJ. Bye.
One of the many arenas that BJ has taught is to youth. And Noah is one of those students, and now he's grown up. He's doing comedy himself. He's also doing magic. Please welcome to the stage, Noah Stratton.
Wow. How's everyone doing? Oh man, this is exciting. I've shown a couple of you guys some magic, but now let's get on to the roast. I just want to start off by thanking BJ for this wonderful opportunity and get up here and say a couple words, you know? I was actually a student of BJ's at the Orange County School of the Arts in 7th grade. He taught an improv club there, and basically he taught us a bunch of different games like freeze tag, rap battles, bus stop, a game where you had to come up with a tactic, get someone out of a chair, a bunch of fun stuff like that. But then come 9th grade, he was gone from the school and then replaced by another new and improved improv teacher. Guess he was, he must have been let go or something like that. But the point being is that I think BJ is a very accomplished, very polished improviser. He even taught us some long-form narrative improv stuff. You know, the stuff that professionals use in their long-form improv shows. Oh, wait, actually, no, I was thinking of the new and improved improv teacher. No, he didn't teach us any of that stuff. So BJ is actually was actually very involved with the class. He was very interactive. During the games, he would get up and actually participate in himself. Most of them he would. No. Come to think of it, he's been in every single game we participated in. You know, no one else could participate because he kept needing to steal the show. What a big head. I mean, literally, look at that thing. It's like the size of a freaking football. And that neck, it's like if a giraffe had a football for a head. You know, I think your neck is actually longer than the length of your Facebook bio. BJ is a 2-time testicular cancer survivor. You know, I think you're the only guy I know that gets more claps for your 2 nuts than if you were to add up every single improv show you've ever done. Congratulations, nuthead. You know, BJ is very accomplished as an actor, comedian, host, vet, motorcyclist even. BJ does everything. But the thing I want to congratulate you the most, BJ, is that I think you're equally shitty at everything you do. BJ Lange is very established in his career. He's been working worldwide, teaching all walks of life, students, vets. He's performed and taught at some of the top improv clubs, Second City Hollywood, the Groundlings. The list doesn't go on. It's been an honor to roast you, BJ. I know I've been rambling on. Thank you for being such a good sport. This roast is actually longer than your short film, by the way. All right, I'm done.
That was a good first effort, Noah. BJ taught you comedy, and it shows. That's all right. You're good looking. You'll do well in life. Okay. Your next performer is a hit at every roast in town because he's not what you'd expect. He's America's #1 compliment comic. Please welcome Ron Nichols.
I don't want to start out by saying something negative, but someone left a couple of flyers there, and I almost went flying myself. Hey, everybody, see? We can keep it positive. All right. We're living in some negative times, right? I think we can all agree on that, no matter who you're voting for come Tuesday or Tuesday in November, all right? I think we can agree. It's a lot of negativity, and I am here to show that there is no need to go negative to get a laugh. Yeah, how about that? And all of our attributes, everything about us can be positive, all right? So, you know, let's jump into this and let's have a laugh, everybody. By tradition, I'm going to roast some of my fellow panel members, and Bill is someone I know. I know BJ, by the way, through improv comedy, and that's about saying yes and, so that's very positive. So Bill has beautiful blue eyes, right? Anyway, how about a round of applause for his beautiful blue eyes? Not that there's anything wrong with other colors of eyes. Those are also beautiful. Bill is also, and I don't mean this as anything but a statement of statistical fact, overweight. Or, in the parlance of a roast, fat. Bill is fat. Bill is fat. But did you know that in Borneo, the island nation of Borneo, their tradition holds that if you are overweight, it is a sign of wealth, huh? So you would be beating the ladies off with a poopy stick. I don't need to say shit. Oh, but and there's nothing wrong with the fact that I said shit, right? It's all good. You might point out, I don't live in Borneo, Steve. I might say to you, go down to Little Borneo. It's historic Borneo town, actually. And the ladies will come a-flocking. I'm kidding, Bill's married. Bill's also losing his hair. All right? I think we can, again, that's just a statement of fact. How about a round of applause for that? It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with my bald-headed brothers and sisters, all right? So, in Elizabethan times, a high forehead was considered a sign of beauty, all right? So I want you all to really focus on Bill's forehead, just how beautiful it is. And keep going, and the hind head. Thank you, all right, that's beautiful. I said that Bill's married, and that is, work it, baby. Marriage is fine, is a fun and good thing. BJ, people might try to call you a bastard up here tonight, but your parents were married when you were born, am I right? All right, so how about that? Marriage is a beautiful thing. All right, and then they got divorced, and that's also a great thing. Right? I mean, hey, good riddance to bad rubbish. On to new things. There's no winter without the spring, and vice versa. All right. And as it turns out, BJ's dad has found someone new, so love springs anew. Let's give it a round of applause for that. I mean, let's put the bad things of the past further in the past, all right? All right. All right, you guys, I don't even know. I don't even know you. And not knowing you is an all right thing. It means I don't have to say anything bad about you. All right, are there any Jews in the house tonight? Any Jews? All right, I see you. You are the chosen people. How about a round of applause? God chose you. Oh yeah, God chose you. And I know you might be sitting there thinking, personally, I'm agnostic, and you might be thinking, that schmuck, God didn't choose him, he's just agnostic because he's jealous. And you know what, that's kind of negative, so thanks a lot, sir. BJ, I'm afraid it's your turn in the spotlight of my compliments. BJ is handsome, he's funny, he's got a cleft chin, he's brave. Come on, the guy's a soldier, all right? How about you can give rounds of applause. These are good things. Good things. That's enough. He's not that great. Let's break he's an airman.
Do you even know where you are right now?
What did I say? He's in the armed forces. All right.
Fucked right now. You don't even know.
You'll get yours, homeless man. And there's nothing wrong with being homeless. That's all right. You get to see the night sky. You really see the constellations. All right, so let's break it down. BJ is handsome, but there's nothing wrong with not being handsome, all right? I mean, people flirting with you and constantly pestering you with small talk. Ugh. All right, enough of that. So, BJ, you practically getting roasted by being handsome, huh? Your day-to-day life sucks. You're funny, despite what my previous colleagues have said up here. But there's nothing wrong with not being funny, all right? You don't want to be always interrupting conversations with laughter. That's irritating. It's selfish. Try as you might. You don't want to do that. I mean, is Abraham Lincoln remembered as a class clown? Was Nelson Mandela a cut-up? Did you know Mother Teresa was trying to tell dead baby jokes? Couldn't get a laugh back in the 80s and had to spend the rest of her life pretending she cared about dying children. We hit the Jews already, all right. I did forget to ask, any Muslims here? Any Muslims? All right, I want to thank them for algebra and the number 0. All right. They created the concept of 0. All right. Jim Coughlin's also bald. Just want to point that out. Guys, I know I gotta point it out. So, you're a delight. Handsome, brave, funny, cleft chin, kind and generous. Bow tie, smart enough to wear a bow tie. All right, let's hear it for bow ties. And Botox. That guy knows what I'm talking about. And I want to say this, BJ, I struggled to come up with anything bad to say about you because I haven't known you long enough to really dislike you. So here's to the next 40. To me, getting to know one nutty guy. Count it, Carl. Count it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron Nichols. Thanks for, you know, you're wrong about Mother Teresa. She did get some laughs. She was quite a Calcutta. It wasn't political. All right, so moving on. This next gentleman was responsible for enlisting BJ into the Air Force. Please welcome Ricki Reba.
All right, let's give a hand for Ron Nichols, huh? Loved you, wedding singer. You were great. Yeah. Let's also give another hand for Bill Cott, everybody. He's a great host tonight. Started off the show really great, really great. You know, it kind of looks like Santa Claus had a baby with a jazz singer. I'm not really sure what this look is right here, you know? What's your nationality, North Polish? All right, we got a great looking crowd here tonight. We got all different branches in the military, I hope. Who we got out here? We got Army? Army? Huh? Army. Army stands for ain't ready to be a Marine yet. Where the Marines at? Where the Marines at? Yeah. Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. That's what USMC stands for. Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. How about Air Force? We got Air Force? Little zoomies. Yeah. We call them Chair Force. You're either flying a jet or you're flying a chair. Good job, BJ. Yeah. All right, Navy. How about Navy? Yeah. Hoorah. Yeah, Navy. Never again volunteer yourself. I know that for a fact. Whew. U.S. Coast Guard, where you at? God bless you, Tim. You're such a nice guy. He wasn't even in the Coast Guard. We call the Coast Guard Navy JV. You know, I think the reason why the military bicker amongst themselves is because they don't speak the same language. You know, for instance, let's take the phrase, secure the building, okay? You say secure the building to an Army guy, he's gonna post guards outside that place. You say secure the building to a Navy guy, he's gonna turn out the lights and lock the doors. These are all like military jokes. If you're not in the military, you're not gonna get it. You say, secure the building to a Marine, he's gonna kill everybody inside and set up headquarters. You say, secure the building to the Air Force, they're gonna take out a 5-year lease with an option to buy. He is a house owner, by the way. Proud of you. I found that out. I was so impressed, so surprised. Yeah. All right, so time to celebrate the man of the hour, Mr. Gerald Joseph Lange Jr., the No Limit Hunky, a.k.a. the Unibanger, a.k.a. Han Solo, a.k.a. One Pac. He hails from St. Louis, Missouri. The only thing that grows there is the crime rate. You know, it's pretty hard to roast somebody that roasts themselves on a daily basis. You know, according to LinkedIn, he's been a professional dumbass for over 18 years. That's a true story. It's a true story. And everybody knows him. We can all agree with that. BJ's resume is so impressive. It's really extremely impressive. You know, he used to be an improv teacher, but found out he didn't have any class. He tried doing stand-up comedy about being an airline pilot, but his jokes just didn't land. He worked for Monster Energy Drink for a while, but he eventually got canned. One of my things I love about BJ is he's always got a smile on his face. You know, even his military IDs, his driver's license, smiles, you know? If laughter is the best medicine, your face must be curing the world, BJ. I'm really, you know, we need more BJs in the world. Can I get an amen? You know, when I got out of the military, I moved out here to be an actor, and my parents supported me, but they told me not to do any porn. First time I met BJ, I actually made out with him on set. And that got me my SAG card. This is a true story. You know, it technically wasn't porn, but I'll never forget my first BJ on camera. Sorry, Mom. I had the privilege of swearing BJ into the Air Force. Why the fuck are you joining the Air Force? You stupid dumbass. Less than a year later, he was discharged from the military because he finally lost his marbles, literally. You know what they say about fighting testicular cancer? It sure takes balls. Well, in BJ's case, the one on the left. Hey, ladies, I think I finally found Mr. Right for you. If you follow him on social media, you'll see, how great he is, how much care and love he shows his pussies, his cats. He's really great guy. He's also qualified as a pilot, so he can definitely make your tail spin. Ladies, yeah. I had another pilot pun, I just don't think it's gonna fly. I think the real reason he's single is because every time he goes out with a girl, they die of laughter. But, he's an EMT, so he knows mouth to mouth. Take it from me, I know that. He's a good kisser. BJ, I want to wish you a happy birthday. I love you like a brother from another mother, but you've got 364 days left to try to not end up like a real-life 40-year-old virgin. I hope you get laid tonight, you big nut. I'd like to welcome to the stage the next roaster, Auggie, and let's all raise our glasses for BJ with an Australian cheers. If you know it, shout it out. Auggie, Auggie, Auggie! Oi, oi, oi! Auggie, Auggie, Auggie!
All right, I had a joke about Bill Cott, about his name, about cock, about whatever the fuck his name is, but I'm not going to do it because Reba introduced me anyway. But I was going to say Bill...
You can still make fun of my name. Everybody does.
I'm going to do it, okay? It sounds like Cott, and it sounds like what all of BJ's entire family is sleeping on in his shitty Hollywood apartment this weekend. Thank you so much for coming. It's true. It's true. The entire family is here. His mom is here. His dad is here. This other lady his dad met at the Sunoco station down on Franklin is here. You guys are troopers. I love you all. This is BJ's dad's first time to LA in 10 years, right? In over a decade, right? And you would think, how could his dad miss all those amazing memories? Like, BJ's first recurring role on a big TV series, him commanding the stage in a big comedy show in Hollywood, BJ proposing to the woman of his dreams. Right, because that shit never happened. Yeah, fuck. Don't worry, BJ, my parents still think I live in New York. Johnny, I'm gonna give it to my fellow roasters, by the way, okay? So just bear with me. Johnny Three Nuts is here. Give it up to fucking motherfucking Johnny Three Nuts. Johnny is known for his brilliant acting work on the insurance commercials you see at Fox News on 4 a.m. But, he's actually more well known for his name, Johnny Three Nuts. And he's got three nuts. BJ, I think our person here would appreciate you giving him one of your nuts. Just help a brother out, okay? Between the two of you, you guys are like one full man. And going over to this table, Josh Tariff, everybody. Everybody knows fucking motherfucking Josh Tariff. Come on. Does anybody know who Josh Tariff is? Anybody? No, I know who he is now because I looked him up. Josh Tariff is Discovery Health Channel's best reenactment actor, right? But I must have been living under a sky for the past 10 years because I didn't know who the fuck Josh was. But I looked him up. I looked at your Facebook profile, right? On his Facebook profile, there's a long list of accolades. Most of them checked out. Bank teller at Entertainment Credit Union, right? Personality at Pro Wrestling. You worked at musician, whatever the fuck that means. You're self-employed, you live in North Hollywood, and then at the end, you're single? How the fuck are you single with all those accolades, man? I don't know. Jesus Christ, I think Facebook needs to check their fucking algorithm. Speaking of Facebook, I think because of Facebook, we all know who had a birthday yesterday. Facebook told us, BJ, it was your fucking birthday. It's your 40th, give it up for the birthday boy, 40th birthday. You lived 40 fucking years. Unfucking believable. He's a fucking guy so popular, he paid for this entire event all by himself. Thank you for the drinks, BJ. Thank you so much for that. And right here at the American Legion, let's give it up for the Legion, y'all. Come on, give it up for the Legion. It's amazing. I know BJ because our company, We're the Mighty, we were commissioned to come up with a few funny videos for the biggest gun distributor in the world. And I thought, who better to make death funny than a guy who continues to conquer one of the deadliest epidemics in the history of the human race, mediocre comedic acting. But for real, y'all, BJ only has one ball. Count it, all right? It's true. Cancer took that ball. And they told me before the show, cancer is a hard thing to make funny. But I said to myself, I can do it. I can do it. Much like what BJ says every time he does a commercial getting distributed directly to screens in VA hospital rooms where they put the forgotten war veterans they've forgotten about. VA, roasted. But BJ is a military veteran, I guess. He spent about... that one got a little bit. He spent... She's having a great time. He spent 6 minutes in the, he spent about 6 minutes in the newest military fighting force. And no, I don't mean that toilet tweet pipe dream disaster of a fucking new idea, the Space Force. BJ decided to join the mighty fighting Air Force, right? And God bless the goddamn Air Force, man. God bless them. What a history of amazing achievements. I mean, who can't love on the Air Force? They're like the young stepbrother who gets adopted when the rest of us has been in the family for like 10 times as long. I mean, for real. Army, 1775. Navy, Marine Corps, 1775. Fucking Coast Guard, 1790. Fucking Air Force, 1947. They're like the fucking Billie Eilish of military branches. Yeah, and even the Air Force didn't want BJ. They booted him faster than an Army war hero can get escorted out of the White House. All right. I digress on the reality show American Disaster that's only a relic of the fucking country we all fought for in this room. All of us except for BJ, of course. It's important, it's important to remember men like BJ, because he'll invite you to a party in the Hollywood Hills with a bunch of beautiful women who all think he's gay. But for real, I think we would all agree in this room, BJ's one of the most selfless and thoughtful friends any of us could possibly hope for when navigating a fucked up town like LA. When you need a favor or you just need to vent about a shitty day, BJ's a guy who always fucking comes through for people. I love working with you, man. I'm honored to be your friend, and thank you so much for having me here tonight, man. Thank you.
So I loved how Ricki was like, he saw that I'm introducing every act, but he's like, I'm not gonna let Bill get at me. Here's Auggie.
Fucking Navy guys.
Fucking Navy guys. Of course, he had to rip on me for dressing formal. He came up here dressed like everybody's stepdad. There's some other people here who chose to dress formal. I neglected up at the top of the order to welcome to the stage. Please welcome Devlin Wilder. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah, thanks, Bill, for forgetting that I existed. Thanks a lot.
Oh, it's easy.
All right, so my name is Devlin. Yeah, hi, everybody. First, I want to thank Hollywood Boulevard Jim Carrey for joining us tonight. Sure it is, pal. I've already been up here for a minute. Already I'm having a ball. I know you are, BJ. BJ is called the No Limit Honky. Honestly, I think he should really set some limits. Like, stroking his pussy into selfies. Or, hosting all these award shows. We get it. You're charismatic. Or, running around LA with no pants. You're not Donald Duck, you freak. Obviously, we're all here for BJ. I'm here for BJ. He let me sleep on his couch my first year here in LA. He's really been a mensch to me, as he has to so many people here in this room. He has outstanding empathy and love for everyone he encounters. He's just one of the greatest guys anyone could ever hope to meet. Thank you so much for having us here tonight.
I wasn't kidding. He was dressed nice, wasn't he? It's like a community theater production. He played Atticus Finch. All right. I kid. I'm sorry for forgetting you earlier, but you can see why. Ladies and gentlemen, getting back on track, this next gentleman I know also from IO. BJ and he have a two-man act. They travel all over the world, or at least to Hawaii. Please welcome Josh Tariff.
All right, shut up. So, we just met about an hour ago, August, and apparently you went through my entire Facebook page. What apparently he didn't notice that today happens to also be my birthday. So, with all this detective work, I mean, you're probably busy getting fucked by a sailor, your eyes rolled to the back of your head, and you skipped over it. I don't know. So if you were to ask, thank you. If you were to ask me how I would want to spend my birthday, I'm sure you would think the answer would be to celebrate BJ. Fuck you, BJ Lang. But I'll get to you in a moment. There are a few other people here that I know, some friends of mine. The literal oldest friend of mine, Jim Coughlin, is here. He's very old. It looks like his skull has had Botox. Jim is so old when he has stand-up comedy gigs, he gets paid in butterscotch. Jim actually just recently came out with his first comedy album, and it's available now on Telegram. Here's a clip. Thank you all for coming. Stop. How is everybody doing tonight? Stop. Hey, I just made this album. What should I do next? Stop. So, as the stalker August kind of alluded to a little bit earlier, so I kind of have three different cliques in a way that I kind of hang out with. So obviously there's my improv community where many are here tonight. I work in the professional wrestling industry, so I have friends in pro wrestling, as well as in poker. I'm a big poker player, so I have friends in that. Steve Kaufman is that rarity that, because he could actually be in all three cliques if only I considered him a friend. All right, but let's get back over to BJ here, because a few months ago he made the announcement that he was planning on doing a roast for his 40th birthday. And I gotta tell him right now to his face, I'm very upset at you, sir. I'm upset at you because at the time that it was announced, we talked about the fact that, oh, this would be great. Since my birthday's the day after yours and it's going to be on my birthday, I should be the roast master. And he said that's a great idea. A couple weeks later, comes out, he's actually doing it for real. And obviously, I am not the roast master. I asked BJ what happened. He said, I forgot, because, you know, cancer. But he said, don't worry, I got a big name. I got a big name to be the roast master. It's the guy who played retard number 3 in that shitty Johnny Knoxville movie. It's a roast. I never use that word, but it's a fucking roast, and I'm drinking. It's my birthday. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Bill Cott, my God, he's known for that 1-minute scene in This Is Us, and there are mailmen who deliver that scene better than Bill Cott did as the mailman. I've seen better acting from a dead hooker lying face down on a cot than I have from Bill Cott. God. You look like the spawn of Uncle Fester and the Maytag Repairman. All right, but let's go over to BJ here. So as Bill alluded to, for the last 8 years, I have been performing improv with him around the country, mostly in Hawaii and Alaska, because that's the only places that seem to book us for festivals. Because no one else feels like flying out there, apparently. We're known as Taco Box, AKA 2 Guys, 3 Balls. That was written by Steve Kaufman. And we've had such a blast performing anywhere we can. We have so much fun. We have great chemistry on stage. And it's interesting, though, because we all know BJ. We all know all the good things he does. We all know he does all the Wounded Warrior. He does all the charity events. He teaches kids. He teaches veterans. He does so much stuff and always tries to make as much time as he can for improv shows. And I got to tell you, there are countless times I'll be at the improv theater. He arrives, and he's like, Josh, I'm just so tired. Between the medication and running around and doing all these things and the travel and the jet lag, I'm just exhausted. You're going to have to carry this show. BJ, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, anyone who has ever seen us perform knows I always carry the fucking show. Every time I do an improv show with BJ, I feel like I'm fulfilling a Make-A-Wish. BJ, do you know what that means? I just want to make sure you understood what I said. Okay, good. Didn't know if the bow tie was on too tight. So I know I had a few more lines, but I'm also drinking, so I'm forgetting them. So I'll just kind of wrap it up like this. BJ, you are one of my best friends. It is true. I know this is the sappy part. He's one of the nicest human beings. We wouldn't be here if we didn't all love you. Kinda. And it's true, in the past, there have been times, and honestly, I've never told you this, I've been approached by a few other improvisers that have asked me, well, why don't you find another person to do an improv duo with? You probably travel more because of his busy schedule. And I say, no. He's too kind. He's too generous with people and all of his time. VIP at the fucking airport. If you've never flown with BJ, fly with him. You don't even, just go to the airport. You don't even have to have a plane ticket. Just follow him to the airport. You would be amazed. It's a whole nother fucking world. Like he's treated like he's a fucking king. But yeah, they tell me these things and I tell them, no, he's too kind, he's too generous, he's too thoughtful, and he's the only person in the world of improv I'm better than. So with that, in closing, I just want to say 3 very quick things. First off, I know we're joking quite a bit about cancer tonight, but we all obviously know someone close to us that has passed away or suffered from it. The donations that we're doing is fantastic. Any type of charity, any way that we can donate to help with research is great, so we can follow BJ's pledge of saying, fuck cancer. Yes. I do like to say, even though August made me make a Navy joke, I just want to say anyone here that has served in any branch of the military, I thank you for your service. You're all far more braver and stronger than I am. Thank you again. Yeah, thank you. And finally, in closing, I just want to make this message out to some of the women that are out there tonight. You might be looking at BJ and be like, wow, he is looking damn good in that suit. Look at that smile. He's rocking the 3 Bs, balding, buck teeth, and bloated. But some people are thinking, wow, you know what? It's his 40th birthday. We're all celebrating him tonight. Maybe I'll go ahead and give him a little birthday loving for his birthday. You know, give him a little something. I just want to remind you, it's my birthday also, and I have both balls. Thank you.
You did well, because you're in one of the few rooms in Hollywood where some people might actually approve of Tariff. That was a joke on us. That was a joke on us. But thank you for demonstrating why I was chosen instead. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the dais and to this podium, Johnny 3 Nuts.
We are going to auction off BJ right now to a single lady who is younger than his mother and still in the room. Now raise your hand, because I know you got some money on you for testicular cancer. This is how BJ treats his women. So if you like it rough, step up. No, seriously, BJ's a gentleman. Look at the way he's dressed.
I mean, he's the only guy who can fit his dickhead in a cunt cap these days. Oh, I did that. That's for Tucker Smallwood. That's for the two people that know that Tucker Smallwood made that joke and got the same reaction. That's an homage to him. Masterclass. I also show you how to fail. All right? So I'd like to, without any further judgment from me to you, I'd like to bring up this amazing person and see what he can do now.
Nobody feels happier right now than Devlin. Actually, it makes it look like my political humor soared. All right. All right. Seriously, Johnny, you look odd. You look odd. Not your act. You just look odd. It looks like your face caught on fire and you tried to put it out with a hammer. All right. So I kid, Johnny. You're tolerable. All right. You heard his name mentioned earlier. It's the first sign of a coronavirus, Steve Kaufman. Give him a round of applause.
Hi, everyone. My name's Steve Kaufman, and I know BJ from IO West. Did I move the... What's that? All right. IO West, thank you. From my time at IO West, it was actually very successful. I was the president, CEO, and a 10,000-time Del Close Award winner at IO West. And if you don't believe me, you can just call him. Thank you. Thank you. Not a lot of iOS heads here. For his birthday, BJ has asked some of the funniest people in his life and Josh Tariff to come up here and roast him. BJ is honestly one of the nicest people I know. Like, serial killer nice. Like, this may seem like a joke because I'm up here on stage telling jokes, but I've known him for 9 years and I'm still unsure if he is or isn't a serial killer. I met BJ at a Hollywood party in 2011, having just moved here from Philadelphia, a place I highly recommend moving away from. BJ was working the whole room until he realized that he had to go to a warehouse in South LA for Monster Energy drink. And instead of just bowing out of the social situation, he decided to ask the entire room if anyone wanted to go to South LA with him. We had a wide range of conversations, including acting, improv, his girlfriend, who I've still never met. She must be stuck in traffic tonight, man. Sorry. By the way, we hung out. We had Carl's Jr. That was fun. Then I wound up somehow with 3 cases of Monster. And I think I'm in the room of people who have never paid for Monster a day in their life. But BJ, honestly, you're one of the best people in my life, and it's an honor to know you. And all the things about it being a serial killer is a problem with us and not you. And thank you so much, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Steve, for redeeming improvisers doing stand-up. Next, I want to welcome a very wonderful woman. She's active duty Air Force. She's also a student of BJ's. Please welcome Keita Haase. Give her a big round of applause.
All right. Imagine being at the end of your rope, hopeless, exhausted, scared, and depressed with 2 failed suicide attempts. Then Air Force Wounded Warrior calls and asks if you want to take an all-expense-paid vacation to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Sure, what could go wrong? Upon arrival, you're given a schedule broken down by the hour. First block, improv to improve. Great. They tricked me into an inpatient rehab program. Now imagine walking into a room with BJ's big goofy ass slobbering all over the place with excitement. Hey guys, want to play a game? I'm Keita Haase. I'm an independent duty medical technician in the world's greatest Air Force. Thank you. I never met anyone more proud to have served their country as a medic than BJ. I've also never met anyone that has retired after serving their country for 2 years. I've got boots that have been in longer. BJ, you may not be a medic now in the Air Force, but you save lives, whether it's on a plane and another passenger is having an allergic reaction and you come to the rescue with an EpiPen. Or teaching improv, which is nothing like rehab, what I thought was going to be, what I dreaded. Although I don't know you very well, what I do know is that you, my friend, have the heart of a medic. Stay proud, BJ. Thank you for your service and for saving lives, including mine. I love you, and happy birthday.
Yeah, let's stand up for that one. So as you know, we've got that fundraiser for every, do we have a fundraising total so far, Carl? Is Carl back there with the total? He went home? No, he'll be back up here later, he told me.
Keeping track, 247 ball jokes.
247 ball jokes.
Keeping track all night. I knew Carl was...
Jesus Christ. Well, I knew it was important, so I wanted to make sure I came here prepared with just a couple, because in the name of charity. Knock, knock. BJ's ball sack. Now, the real question is, why did you knock twice? How long does it take to a guy with one testicle to screw in a light bulb? 15 seconds, the same amount of time it takes for him to screw in a green room. What do BJ and President Trump have in common? Neither of them have the balls to serve. I'm sorry. I gotta get my cracks in. He's gonna get reelected. All right. Next, I want to welcome a young man who came out here from Missouri. I met him at a Missouri film conference. How many Missourians do we have out here again? He took some classes with me at Improv Trick. He helped out the organization. He helped me do some short films that are still in use for my classes to this day. Please welcome to the stage, Nate Jones.
Bill, thank you so much. And like you mentioned, Bill was, much like BJ, Bill was also my first improv teacher. But I mean, if you look at the two of us, that doesn't really speak well of your teaching. That's more of a burn on myself to get started. I would roast the rest of the panel, but they don't seem to understand the concept of 4 minutes, so I don't know that they'd understand my jokes. I first met BJ when I moved to LA from Missouri, and we were put in contact because of our Missouri connection, and he was going to take me under his wing and show me how a Missourian can survive out here, which really to him, just like he took me to a Rams game, was like, well, they're fresh from St. Louis and doing well, try that. So I hang out at USC, but I'm building a huge home in Inglewood that I hope to move into next season, so. A lot of people have mentioned BJ's company is called Professional Dumbass, but I don't really like that. I don't think it fits. I mean, look at him. There's nothing professional about him. And your nickname, Honky, what? You know what? No notes. That's perfect. Halen, pussy joke. That's well trod. I did crash on BJ's couch, though, for a week when I first moved out here. And I think he kept me around because he needed a driver. I don't know if you guys know this, but he's had a car in the mechanics for, like, years now. Years. Just because he got in an argument with the mechanic. We've all gotten into arguments with our mechanics. My sister did when she was 16 in high school, but it was resolved in 2 days, not years. But you know what? My dad did have to step in so I could text him and see if he's available. But driving BJ around is an interesting experience. It's like driving around Doug, you know, the dog from Up. And we're just driving, he'll be like, squirrel! But instead of squirrel, it's some restaurant where he knows the bartender from something. So we'll have to pull over and talk to him for 15 minutes, and then we keep going, and he sees a Ralph's where he knows a clerk he used to work with, so we'll pull over and talk to them for 15 minutes. And then we see a homeless encampment where some of his Iowa West buddies are, and we'll pull over and talk to them, and it's just so impressive that you have just such this vast, rich network of people with useless jobs. That joke sounds mean, but I'm a PA. That's the lowest position out here. I'm punching up, trust me. I'll allow it. But I don't know if you guys know this. BJ is a testicular cancer survivor. But I mean, looking at him, he's a picture-perfect health. You would never know it unless you've hung out with him for 5 seconds or follow him on Facebook. And you know, he is a mod. He's very active on Facebook. He's a moderator of several groups. And I think he's probably a moderator because if he wasn't, he'd be kicked out of those groups. Like, you can't report him to him. The only thing BJ's ever kicked himself out of was the acting industry. He once invited me to his apartment to watch SAG screeners, but I was like, surely that can't mean Screen Actors Guild. You don't have enough credits. But then I remember the cancer, and there's not anything else SAG could apply to. That's right, BJ's lost out on a few roles, and actually if you look at your table tonight, BJ was up for the part of the face of testicular cancer, lost it out, so there's one right there. I did go to your IMDb to try to get some material, but when I went to credits, it just said, yeah, right. But he does have a demo reel up there, but it's mostly him hosting things like texting competitions or sitting competitions or skateboarding or partying on the beach. I don't know if it was a real demo reel or he just went to any college for a day with a camera and pretended to host it. But you know what? You did well, so. And also on IMDb, he lists his website, and if you click on it, this is absolutely true. It redirects you to a website that's all in Mandarin, and it's for a Chinese lottery. But I'm not complaining. I made about 2 million yen on it today. But it did give my computer a virus, but I consider myself lucky that that's the only virus from China I got this week. To close things up, I just want to say it's very noble of you, BJ. You're going around the country teaching improv to veterans with PTSD. And I hear it's doing wonders for them. The only issue is now they have to deal with trauma from spending a week with you in a classroom. No, but for real, I literally couldn't be out here without your help, and thank you so much.
Nate Jones, a PA. Can you get me a coffee? That's all right, I'm kidding. Say hi to Weinstein. What? He's in jail now. All right. Okay, so we're winding it up. We have 3 more speakers, and then we're gonna patch BJ into the riders. It's gonna be a wonderful little fun thing, and then BJ's gonna get his chance to fire back, which will be fun. But before we go in that direction, let's welcome to the stage Randal Barnett.
Walk this way. You know, I met this clown at his own 4th of July party at his apartment complex a couple years ago. Now, he gets my attention by telling me he is a Civil Air Patrol pilot. Okay, that's cool. I'm going in the Air Force, he says. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna be a medic. Fucking A. Medic from pilot. Okay, where'd that happen? But you're my friend, I'm gonna support you. Yeah, right. And then I find out. Now, I got to take a break on this one. I got to switch gears. You know, everybody up here has blown off the biggest issue of the night, BJ. What does everybody think when somebody says BJ? Thank you. Yes. BJ, I can accept that, but I got a better idea. You know, there was a song about an old vaudeville song and dance guy by the name of Bojangles. And I was thinking, you know, BJ, Bojangles, that could work. BJ, you're my buddy. I love you dearly. It's been fun to roast you.
I met a man, Bojangle, and he danced for you with just one nut. I know I could do the whole song because Huey's there, but we're running short on time. God bless you, sir, for jumping in there. All right. Our next roaster, second to last roaster, is a very, very, very strong connection. As a matter of fact, he raced all the way from his base to be here tonight. All of you who have served know how strong that bond is with those with whom that you've gone through basic training. And tonight, one of his brothers is here. Please welcome to the stage, Brandon Camacho.
Oh, hey everybody. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous about this, but it's not my roast, so yeah, I gotta roast him. All right, so basically I was on my way, busiest day ever. I told Lange, BJ, that I'd be here. Met him about 6 years ago. It was just one crazy hectic day. Base held me longer than I planned, short man, had car issues, everything. Got so warmed up, I lost all my hair on the way here, but so I feel a little better now that I'm seeing a few different bald people out here, so it's much better. The only downside between me and Lange is I'm about 11 years younger than him, so yeah. But at the same time, he does got the grayness going on, so I'm like, hey, I never have to worry about that. Bill, I've seen your movies and everything, and your shows. Very funny. I'm definitely not going to be able to keep up with that, but I'm trying. Between me and Lange over here, he's got some cowboy boots that show America. Love that. Show that freedom right there. But mine are just some good old country boots from definitely not Texas. They're actually Italian. And I told Lange, I'm from the South. He's like, oh, what part? And I'm like, Southern California. I really don't got too much more besides that. But I just want to say thank you very much, Lange. Appreciate you inviting me out here tonight. I'm glad to spend your 40th birthday with you. And definitely fuck cancer. We both lost a lot of people and everything between. So thank you so much. Have a happy birthday.
I wish he'd run for president someday. Then America could finally have President Camacho from the movie Idiocracy. All right. Our final roaster for this evening. We share a birthday, July 23rd. So we were talking about how old he was. I'm just as old. We're very good friends. He's the reason I had a place to land when I came out here to LA. I'm not about to say anything nasty about him because he's going to really cover the board. Please welcome to the stage, Jim Coughlin.
See if I can read this. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here at the American Legion Hall, natural enemy of the veterans of foreign wars. The VFW does not have a disease named after it. To be in the American Legion, you have to have served your country. To be in the VFW, you have to have served during a time of war, which only includes 1917 to 1918, 1941 to 1946, 1919 to 1940, 1947 to 2000, or 2001 to 2020, or 1870 to 1916. Basically, they don't want you if you are not the veteran of a foreign war, meaning if you were in the Civil War, get the fuck out. 1860 to 1865, get out. I am personally not a vet. I have served my country as a census taker, which means I cannot go into the VFW because I was on American soil. Thank you. My grandfather was a vet, and his funeral was about this funny. I have a friend who was dishonorably discharged from the Army, and every year on Veterans Day, I thank him for his shitty service. I want to say thank you to the other roasters. We had Noah was up here. He had to leave. It was at bedtime. But no, he did a great job. He is only 17 months old and still getting more pussy than BJ. And that's just in the green room tonight. I want to thank Ron Nichols, the compliment comic, talking about how everything is valuable. Sleep is valuable. I got some. We had Ricki in the Navy, not Davey in the Navy, but Ricki in the Navy, who opened with Army, aren't ready to be a Marine yet, because when you're in the Navy, you spell Army with the letter B in it. Aren't ready to be a Marine yet. That was a real zinger he got on the Army. And then he was followed by another guy in the Navy who turned the mic off. And it's just a good thing that they're just in the Navy. Then we had Devlin, who started his set like you're supposed to start. When you run a marathon, they say start slow and taper off. And he really started with the mediocre stuff, and then he ran out of steam. Josh Tariff, I haven't seen Josh in several years, and I know he was standing behind the dais, and I know this is a question you're not supposed to ask, but when is the baby due? Okay, he was a young man when I met him, and now he's eating for two. Josh, I'd like to point out, Josh, in the middle of his set, made reference, like we all knew what he was talking about, a reference looking at a dead hooker laying down, like we've all killed a hooker. I don't know. I don't know what kind of roast I'm at, but you know, he was in a two-person group with BJ Tackle Box, and wow, to think he was the strong one. Now, we've got a different group of people here. Bill made reference to, I don't know if there's any Trump supporters here, but I am from Missouri, so of course I know Trump voters, and I have Trump voters in my family and among my friends, and you know, I'm still talking to them, just, you know, slower and with smaller words. I've written about 1,000 jokes that denigrate the intelligence of Trump voters, and if there's any Trump voters here tonight, denigrate means to insult. As we pointed out, there are people here from Missouri, so I'll go slower and use smaller words. No, I'm from Missouri. Bill is from Missouri. We, like as you mentioned, we were born the same day and the same year. He's 10 minutes younger than me. And Bill is a working actor. He's a husband. He's a father. He's always broke. But Bill has done everything that I should have done 10 minutes ago. And I'd just like to say, having seen Josh at my next birthday, I want the roast master to be Bill. Now, let's see. Oh, I skipped some of the other roasters. To Johnny Three Nuts, I would say, less is more. You have too many nuts. When Keita came up here, I thought, wow, BJ knows women. And Keita opened mentioning her 2 suicide attempts, and that's more of a closer. All right. Her speech was very, very emotional, very touching, and I couldn't help thinking, I wonder if BJ hit that. All right. No, that was fantastic. That was the only classy part of the evening. Randal Barnett, he came up here, he did several minutes, and I thought, wow, thank you for your service. I like how he thought, I'll get him with the Bojangles reference. You know, someone who was popular in the 30s. And by that I mean Russell's 30s. Brandon Camacho, I didn't write anything down for you. Thank you for your service. Now, we have BJ here, who went to a high school. We're both from the St. Louis area, but he earned the nickname Honky, which tells you he grew up in North County and was one of the few white people at his high school. Because they met a kid named BJ, and they thought, we got to give this guy an insulting nickname. It's like, What is that about? I am actually, I think we have to would say whiter than BJ. And, but I grew up in West County, so no one at my high school called me honky. There was 175 kids in my graduating class, and we only had one black student. So, you know, we tried to be prejudiced, but we had to base all of our prejudice on one kid. So we said terrible things like, apparently they name all of their children Steve. And they're surprisingly into the Boy Scouts. But I know you're looking at me and wondering what makes me so ethnically ambiguous. And the reason I look this way is I am half German, a quarter Irish, 2% milk. But let's get back to BJ, was given the nickname BJ by his parents, who were adults at the time, and must have been rather innocent. They're like, oh, we call him BJ. Okay. Now, some of you tonight, as I look out in the crowd, I can't really see, but I'm just going to guess. Some of you have no balls, and some of you have 2 balls, and BJ has an average number of balls. You know, when you lose 1 ball, that makes you unique. When you lose 2 balls, you're a eunuch. But as we've learned tonight, BJ is what is known as an airman. That is what he is. Semen is what he's full of. Now, he's militarily retired because he got testicular cancer in the Air Force because of all the radiation in the cockpit. And for that, he was militarily retired, which means that the Titanic was in service longer. Some gave all, some gave ball. You know, BJ reminds me of that poem about, because I know that BJ would like to have been retired or injured at least during active involvement. Like, sure, he lost his ball to testicular cancer. He much rather would have been shot in the groin. Because he loves that poem by Kipling, which I don't know the whole thing, but part of it is, they cut him near the taint, and now 1 ball is and 1 ball ain't. Anyway, I would now like to end with an attempt to sing a little bit of Colonel Bogey's March, if you all are familiar with Bridge on the River Kwai. I'm getting as topical as Randal Barnett right now. All right, here goes. I'll just do the second part here. BJ only has 1 ball, his kitty has none at all. Cancer made him a dancer after his left ball went AWOL to the hall. Thank you. Good night. You're the greatest, BJ. Really a pleasure knowing you.
And now if I could welcome up Carl, Dennis, and Jennifer up here. Give them a big round of applause.
Happy birthday, BJ. This is exciting. We're very fortunate to be patching you in as a writer. Dennis Key, our writer's president. But yeah, so I guess before we patch you in again, welcome everybody here. Who here has never been here before? All right. Who here doesn't know what the American Legion is? So for those of you who don't know, we are the world's largest veteran service organization. This particular building has been here for 90 years. We've been an organization for 100 years, so we are very happy to welcome you to our home. This is where we hold our meetings and apparently roasts. This is, I guess, a little unexpected, but you know, to the least humble man in the room tonight. Thank you.
BJ, get your butt up here. It's a very arduous process to get somebody on two wheels into our club, although we're not allowed to call it a club. This is our president, Dennis Key.
I waited 3 years for this, 3 years for another Air Force brother to join the Riders, so they can't just pick on me anymore. Thanks, BJ.
All right, they're saying a bunch of stuff to one another that I don't understand. But I think it's awesome. So congratulations on that, BJ. And now it's time for payback. Remember that after this goes down, after BJ, we're all wearing flak jackets up here now. After this is done, all the St. Louis folks need to step over there to the step and or Missouri folks rather, but especially St. Louis folks. Step over there to the step and repeat. We're going to take a picture together and do that. And then we're also going to show those videos if we have the sound. We didn't know this. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear BJ. Happy birthday to you.
Good evening. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming out to my birthday roast. I want to say thank you to my fellow roasters, to those of you who traveled very far, and like my dad for the first time in 10 years, came out to visit me. Thank you very much, Pops. Glad to see you cashing in on those air miles finally. Brandon Camacho, my buddy right there, went to basic training with him. Air Force reservist, still serving in the reserve. Brandon, thanks for coming up here. Thanks for coming up bald and bringing me back to PTSD from having cancer. Thanks. Chemotherapy. Bill, thank you for being here and being somebody very important in my life. I really appreciate all that you've done for me. One of my best friends. I really didn't want to come up and roast everyone in reverse. I really just wanted to kind of say some nice stuff. Like, I'm not even joking. I really wanted to say some nice stuff, which everyone's like, typical fucking BJ. He's gonna let me borrow his car for 2 years. My mechanic story. I'm looking for a car still, guys. Still looking for a car. Keita, thank you for sharing your testimony, and I really appreciate hearing that. Got me in the feels. If you get the opportunity to talk to Keita over in the Art Deco, please do ask her story. She's an ambassador with the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, sharing her story. What I do, I didn't get the opportunity to serve as long as I wanted to. Obviously, having cancer wasn't part of my plan. I wasn't like, fuck yeah, I'm going to join and get cancer. That sounds awesome. But then I heard about benefits. I was like, maybe this is a good idea. I'm kidding. The opportunity to be here with all of you means the world to me. Auggie, especially. How many of you saw the Duke Taylor videos? If you didn't see the Brownell's Duke Taylor videos from We Are the Mighty that they produced, Auggie, big time in that, really helped put everything together. Yeah, there you go. You brought one person to the show. It's a fucking bringer show, man. It's a bringer show. It's a bringer. Nice things about me. You look nice. You look very handsome. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Let's go drink. I don't want to roast anymore. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, except for Josh. I do want to bust Josh. Josh has been my improv. How long have we been doing improv together, Josh? About 8 years. Josh and I travel quite a bit, as we mentioned earlier. We went to Hawaii. We figured we'd go to the farthest places since no one wants us in the States. We go to Alaska and Hawaii, so we've been going there to do the festivals. And Josh, you're the only person I know that can complain about anything that involves money, which means you're truly living up to the stereotype of a typical Jew. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that. You're teaching me how to save. However, as a broke actor, I appreciate you with all the cost savings, so it's very nice. On your table, you have your program. On the back of the program, there's a QR code. As Bill mentioned earlier, do me a favor. We're going to tell you right now how many jokes we believe we said that was ball related. We're going to give you that number, and however much money you pledge to donate, if you would hit that QR code, it'll take you to my Facebook for the pledge for the Testicular Cancer Awareness Foundation. I serve on the board. It's the largest TC organization in the country. In case you didn't know, it's the #1 cancer for men 18 to 40. More men will get diagnosed in that age bracket than women of breast cancer. So be aware of that. Check your balls. And if you don't have someone here, ask your neighbor if they'll check them for you. And I'm sure Auggie will or Ricki will.
That's it, baby, baby.
Good. Thank you so much for coming out for my birthday. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys here in the future. Good night. By the way, that chant is pretty much, every time I meet a woman, that's the chant I pretty much say in my head, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah, but you're saying it. You're saying it usually. BJ, BJ.